Bitter criticism afternoon, I guess. This is like midday, actually. And as Siniestro Total said, Minha terra chilena. Minha terra chilena, donde el cielo es siempre gris, where the sky is always gray. But I guess that's not the original Sweet Home Alabama's lyric, I guess. It's a cover. Sweet Home Alabama, where the sky is always blue. No, it's actually pretty funny, isn't it? Because the original lyric says that the sky is always blue, but here the sky is always gray. And I prefer like that. Thinking about climate change, what do you prefer? A gray sky, or a blue, a yellow sky? A yellow sky, isn't it? A blue, too hot sky. This is too hot for me. Well, I will take from the end of the last episode. I will read this. Will keep reading this Islamic Republic News Agency. This was from yesterday, April 7th. And oh no, this is from April 6th. Look, we have the code of the journalist, ID 5331. That's the journalist code. Well, that's something I don't really care about, but in the West, we have the name of the journalist always, and we have a news code. But anyway, we have the journalist code. I'm not persecuting the journalist. I'm just interested in who is writing this. Just because of, I don't know, maybe I will like very much the article, and then I will become a fan of him just because of that. And that's it. This news is from IRNA.er. It's not I'm pretty ignorant about vocals, English vocals. E is not E, IRNA. Anyway, Supreme Leader, West not worthy on talking about human rights. I promise you, the next time I will bring you news from Syria and North Korea. And let me tell you that I will listen this American journalist, kind of YouTuber, Richard Medhurst, and that was great. I know him because of Pepe Escobar, actually. So that's why I know him, because I was living in Brazil, and that the left wing, the progressive media, the progressive politics promote a lot Pepe Escobar. And I was with Pepe Escobar since the beginning, since I guess 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and it's been great. It's been really great. Pepe Escobar, this Richard Medhurst, they are great people. You know, I'm pretty sure that the world will be really better with I don't know, with their narratives. It's not narratives, but their ideology, what they stand for. We have some chaos. Can you see? Can you hear? It's like I don't know. It's like a marriage something here in Chile. Well, I never say nothing about Chile, but you can, I don't know. I will think about something. Well, I was wrong about this new constitution elections for representatives. This is from 1 month and ahead, and well, the Chilean politics, as I say, like 3 weeks ago, is still a shame, a completely shame, because we lost the opportunity to choose a better constitution, a modern constitution, in alternative to Pinochet constitution. But that is likely in the past. We will have a new opportunity to choose new people to write another constitution. And well, let me tell you, the constitution the people rejected, it has some radical stuff like animal rights, and that's not radical, but the interpretation was radical from the right wing. The right wing says that nobody will be able to eat meat, so Chilean, as any society, people like to eat meat, like barbecue meat. So for that reason and for many other small details, the right wing have a lot of material to make a successful campaign against the new constitution. A lot of things about multicultural constitution, multicultural country, like Mapuche's rights, and what's more. So people thought the Mapuche will stole their house, you know. So people here in Chile are pretty like any society, I guess. Like any, they're very exploited and have no time for understand nothing, to read any news. So people believe the campaign, because right wing here also have all the media, the radio, TV, etc. And it was I don't know, the radical people here are too radical too. And there was some funny thing that some Travis, and then the campaign was escalated in a partying fashion, and I don't know, people used to drink alcohol and stuff, and some travestite in the last days of the campaign took a Chilean flag from his asshole. Because of to criticize the whole Chilean culture. Well, this was a travestite, you know, a trans woman, I guess. So it has the plenty of arguments to do that, to hate Chile, you know. Everybody does a lot of arguments to hate this country, even me, you know. And that is how the things are going. Yeah, maybe that travestite was an right-wing agent. I think that too, but who knows. Anyway, we have a new opportunity in less than a month ahead, and we will see. But forget about Chile. Don't think about Chile. Chile is a completely embarrassing thing to mankind. Allende was great. Salvador Allende was great, but it was a long time ago. Just forget about Chile for the couple of years ahead. We have no hope here. Any hope? We have no hope here. People here hate Russia. People here hate China. They think the US is the great thing. They think give away the lithium, the copper is a great deal. forget about us. Forget about us. I'm in nowhere. Yeah, forget about. I am Chile. I'm not. I'm anywhere. I'm not anywhere. This is, I don't know. This is Mars. This is planet Mars. Mars. This is planet Mars. 200 years ahead. Yeah, thanks to China. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Let's rewind everything. I'm in planet Mars, and this is progress in planet Mars from 200 years ahead. Yes. Thanks to China. I'm talking in English because of archaeological linguists. I'm doing archaeologists linguists. I'm the only one who speak English in Mars in 200 years ahead. Everybody speaks Mandarin. Anyway, I'm only doing an archaeological exercise here in planet Mars. Well, Supreme Leader from Iran. This is from IRNA from 2023. Supreme Leader was not worthy of talking about human rights. Tehran, IRNA. Supreme Leader of Iran's Islamic Revolution, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, has criticized Western states for their disrespect for human rights, describing them as enemies of humankind. The leader made the comment in a meeting with a group of Iranian poets and Persian literature academics in Tehran on Wednesday. Here is the full text of Ayatollah Khamenei's remarks, which was published on his official website khamenei.er. On the eve of the auspicious birth anniversary of Imam Hassan PBUH, a group of poets and experts in Persian literature met with the leader of the Islamic Revolution in the Imam Khomeini Husseiniya on April 5th, 2023. That will be great too. People say that this kind of poetry is awesome. I don't remember the discussion, but people say this kind of literature is awesome for everybody, That I don't remember. I guess this is a discussion about Persia against Greece. They say something like this is a discussion like Greece was culture, Greece was elegance, and Persia was savage. Well, Persia is not completely savage, That's the argument, that Persian has poets. That's it, poetry. I don't know nothing about This is just to say that I don't speak any word of Persian, unfortunately, because of poetry, During the meeting, Ayatollah Khamenei expresses his satisfaction with the expansion of poetry in Iran, labeling it as an influential, lasting medium, referring to the universality and irrespectable importance of poetry in different periods throughout the history of the Islamic world. The leader stated, "One of the distinguished features of Persian poetry is the production of epistemic and spiritual capital, which is crystallized in the peaks of Persian poetry and the wise and enlightenment poems of prominent poets such as Ferdowsi, Nizami, Rumi, Saadi, and Hafez." Maybe it's right. Maybe this is absolutely right. Well, this is an awesome article from IRNA.er. Ayatollah Khamenei pointed out that the capital and essence of Persian poetry has always been preserved even in the most difficult conditions of Iran history, such as during the period where the country was invaded by the Mongols. they should say, I don't know, during, yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know about Iraq, but Iran was not invaded, I guess. Of course, today's Mongols, that is the West, have different appearances and forms of the onslaught. In addition, the dark story of their crimes during the colonial period, they have also been invasive during our era by equipping rabbits, dogs like Saddam, by equipping rabid dogs like Saddam, with all kinds of weapons, especially chemical weapons, to attack Iran, or by means of or by means of sanctions after that, the leader says. Milo is making a fuss here. Ah, no, Milo. Córtala. And he's a baby. Yeah, but we'll make a... Ah, Milo. Of course, today, well, she just said that Emilio wants to go out. The leader of the Islamic Revolution further described the pharmaceutical sanctions and the prevention of delivery of vaccines under various pretexts as other examples of the West's attacks against Iran. If they could do something to deprive Islamic Iran and its people of food, they would not hesitate to do so, he added. Ayatollah Khamenei considered the media onslaught as another part of the diverse attack of well-wishers against Iran, outlining the fact that they use thousands of forms of media to promote lies, rumors, and unconventionalities. Milu. The enemy's goal from this attack is to deprive intellectual and educational strengths and to weaken the spirit of independence, national perseverance, Islamic unity and practice, the leader argued. He regarded the weakening of faith and religiosity of women as another one of their targets aimed against Iran, and pointed out the effective role that women played in the victory of the Islamic Revolution and the stages after it. Westerners have no pity for Iranian women, nor do they have any respect for their rights. Rather, they have a grudge against Iranian women and falsely present themselves as supporters of freedom and women's rights, the leader said. The leader could say that this is a woke agenda. Yeah, they could say woke agenda. they will match perfectly. And he regarded, the leader of the Islamic Revolution underlined that the West isn't worthy of being the ones to talk about human rights at all. They are the enemies of humankind. We saw their human rights in the Daesh when they burned people alive or sunk them in water and drowned them before everyone's eyes. We saw their human rights in their support of the Mecca terrorists and in their support of Saddam Hussein and their crimes against Gaza and the Palestinians. Yeah, well, I'm not in March. Well, maybe think whatever you want, but there's a country in the 20th century in planet Earth. I'm not. I just know that about books, through books. I'm the only people who speak English in March in the 23rd century of planet Earth. Well, in planet Earth in the 20th century, there was a country named Chile that where people were drowned on the sea by helicopters. A sea like this, but not this sea, because this is planet Mars. Well, this sea, just like here, people were drowned by Pinochet. By helicopters. They took the people in railways, and they got, how to say it, they got, I don't know how to say it. They got, oh, I forgot. They got glued to a railway. People got glued like with, I don't know what. I don't speak English very well. I'm just an archaeologist trying to speak a dead language. So they drowned in the ocean. You know, everybody back in that time know the history. But that was so sad for mankind. Great thing is never, Chile does not exist anymore. Anyway, the leader of the Islamic Ayatollah Khamenei argued that the West's support for the assassination and killing of religious youth in the streets of Tehran is another example of the falsity of their claim of supporting human rights. Our most virtuous youth, such as Arman Aliverdi and Ruhollah Hajamian, were killed by torture and via Western media incitement and training, he added. Ayatollah Khamenei emphasized the need to recognize the enemy as well as their goals, strategies and targets. Understanding the dimensions of the enemy's soft war is a requirement for everyone, but it is most essential for those who are active in the cultural and artistic field, so that they can prevent themselves from getting influenced by it, and to make others aware of the enemy's onslaught. The leader says, well, I'm trying to be a cultural and artistic anything, humorist, because of this Mars thing, 23rd century thing. It was a joke, but I hope I'm pretty positive about universe colonization. I guess that will be great. I guess it will be great to have a Mars colonization, a space colonization, and the only way to do that is through communism. I'm sorry, but communism is the only successful, it's the only really successful system. People would never colonize nothing with capitalism. Capitalism is like misery. Is egoism and precarity. Is precarity. People will never achieve anything big. I guess I read this. I guess I just read this yesterday. This news. Tehran Riyadh ties creates positive atmosphere in region. Saudi FM. I guess I will keep reading this till I realize I've read it all. But Beijing IRNA Saudi Arabia's foreign ministry, Faisal bin Farsan Al Saud, has said that the new relationship between Tehran and Riyadh has created a positive atmosphere in the whole region. The Saudi minister noted on Thursday that the kingdom is ready to strengthen the new positive atmosphere throughout the region with the help of the Islamic Republic. Faisal bin Farhan and his Iranian counterpart Hossein, I guess I read that, Amir Abdollahian, met and discussed it in the Chinese capital Beijing to pave the way for the implementation of the agreement to restore diplomatic ties between Riyadh and Tehran. Yeah, I will not read it. And that was all about IRNA.ER. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to find news from CGTN from China, which I don't have here. Wait, just a second. No. Another second. Oh no, the page is broke. Oh, the page is broke. The CGTN. We're gonna only we just read. We will only read Russia Today news. Yeah, that's it. But next time I will bring Syria and North Korea. This is a great news from geopolitics in China. April 7th. This is from yesterday. Taiwan faces choice between peace and war. Ex-president Ma Ying-jeou. I actually didn't remember. No, this is from Taiwan. Yeah, Ma Ying-jeou. I guess I like much Mandarin than any other language. Ma Ying-jeou became the island state's first ever former president to visit mainland China. And we have a photograph here from Ma Ying-jeou, former chairman of the Chinese Kuomintang Party, and his sisters pay respect to their ancestors at the tomb of his grandfather on April 1. This is a very big grave, how to say, tomb. Yeah, it's a beautiful. He must be important. Ma Ying-jeou, April 1st. In 2023, in Jianghan County, Shantung City, Hunan province of China. Hunan, no, it's not Yuan. Hunan is not the COVID-19 city province. Anyway, Ma Ying-jeou, president of Taiwan between 2008 and 2016, has warned the island state might in future be forced to choose in between peace and war. Yeah, people say that this will happen in, I don't remember if 2025 or 2035, but maybe it's 2025, which is very close. Peace and war, as he criticizes Taiwan's current leadership while concluding an historic visit to China. That guy may be better, isn't it? Come back, Ma Ying-jeou. Come back to the chair, isn't it? Come back to the office. Let's promote Ma Ying-jeou. Ma Ying-jeou in 2025. Anyway. And this is from Ma Ying-jeou. Our administration continues to lead Taiwan to danger, Ma said on Friday after returning from Shanghai. The future is a choice between peace and war. He added that Taiwan and China could potentially share a common political basis which will prove to be beneficial to the Taiwanese population. Ma led Taiwan for 8 years as the head of the Kuomintang (KMT) government, which favors close ties with Beijing, which itself claims sovereignty over the island. He is the first former Taiwanese leader ever to have visited mainland China since civil war fractured the Asian country and prompted the Republic of China government to flee to Taiwan in 1949 after its defeat by Mao Zedong's Chinese Communist Party. Ma's 12-day trip saw him visit memorial sites and cemeteries, including the tomb of his grandfather in Hunan province, according to a report by China's Xinhua news agency on Friday. It added that the visit offered a window for compatriots at home and abroad into the kinship of people on both sides of the Taiwan Strait. He also said he hoped his coming to China will help ensure Taiwan has a future of real peace and safety. Yeah, you know, war is most of all is a stupid thing. You know, it is cruel when people are destroying a weaker enemy, a weaker prey, and it is stupid when, well, would be a lot of stupid if, I don't know, the US and China war in Taiwan. That will be very stupid for everybody, you know. For me here in Planet Mars will be stupid, you know. Even in the future, I will tell you, every war, every past war is like stupid, but you know that here we are criticizing everything. Even we criticize here even hippies, you know. Maybe war has something good, but I don't know what it is. Maybe, I don't know, technology, I guess, or I don't know, philosophy. I don't really know. Well, you know, people feel lots of adrenaline and stuff, but anyway, I don't know. Maybe there's something good about. I will listen. I don't remember. Maybe I will listen to some philosopher like Nietzsche, I guess, or maybe I don't know if it was Nietzsche or Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, maybe Marcus Aurelius. Well, not all philosophers are hippies, you know. Not war is not. Not everybody is against war. That's what I'm telling you. And I don't know. War is not negative, completely negative. That's what I mean. Anyway, Taiwan's current leader Tsai Ing-wen of the Democratic Progressive Party (DPP) was critical on Ma's diplomatic venture into China. She said in a statement that it showed he has become an accomplice of the One China principle, which advocates a position that Beijing is the legitimate sovereign ruler of Taiwan. That would be great. However, Tsai also indicated that Ma's cordial visit to Beijing showed that Taiwan and China could in future hold diplomatic discussions to show that both are part of a single China, even if they hold separate definitions of the term. Ma's visit has conducted amid heightened tensions in the Taiwan Strait following a meeting between Tsai and U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy in the USA this week. Earlier this year, Tsai proposed renewed talks with Beijing to maintain stability in the region. China, which views Tsai as a separatist, suspended cross-strait discussions when she assumed power in 2016. This was from Russia Today, and we don't have the name of the journalist. It was a great article. We cannot share with the we cannot congratulate him because, but anyway, we like you, we like your Russian. Oh, a blonde woman Russian. I'm sorry. And we have a news from Russia. That was from yesterday to April 7. Moscow reacts to Blinken's counteroffensive claim. The Russian military is likely to assess the remarks by the US Secretary of State, the Kremlin has said. And we have a photograph. Ukrainian troops reading atop a tank. Yeah, like Richard I forgot the name. I forgot the family name. Richard Medhurst. Probably, yeah. He told that these Ukrainian guys they don't know how to properly drive these tanks. But yeah. And why not? Why Putin do not buy some javelins? You know, because I was watching some Caspian Report videos that show how these javelins destroyed many Russian tanks. So buy some javelins from I don't know who, maybe China, I don't know, and destroy these tanks, these NATO tanks. The Russian military will likely scrutinize comments made by US Secretary of State Antony Blinken after he predicted a potential timeframe for Ukrainian counteroffensive, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov has said. In an interview on Friday with OWES France and German media group Funke, Blinken stated that the US and its allies should do everything to help Ukraine reconquer the territories taken by Russia, including through a counter-offensive expected in the coming weeks. In response, Peskov noted that Russia uses a range of information in planning its operations in the conflict with Ukraine, and that Blinken's remarks appeared to be a statement that is a subject for examination by our military. They thoroughly track all the relevant information and take it into account when planning the continuation of the special military operation, the presidential spokesman explained. Kiev and its western backers have increasingly talked up a major counter-offensive by Ukrainian forces, supposedly set to take place something during the spring and involving tanks and other hardware provided by the West, as well as Ukrainian troops training abroad. The advance will reportedly be aimed at restoring Ukraine's borders as they were before 2014. This includes the Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republics and Zaporizhzhia and Kherson regions, which all voted to become part of Russia in referendums last autumn, as well as Crimea, which reunited with Moscow 9 years ago. Former Ukrainian President Dmitry Medvedev, who currently serves as deputy head of the Security Council, previously cast doubt on Ukraine's ability to carry out such as large-scale operations, arguing that the claims by the officials in Kiev were merely propaganda. This guy, Dmitry Medvedev, is like tougher than Putin, isn't it? They are doing the bad cop. The Medvedev is the bad cop, and Putin is, I don't know, the serious cop. There's no good cop here. Maybe this diplomat, I don't remember, Maria. Well, all Russian are tough, isn't it? I forgot the Russian diplomat name, but that diplomat is the good cop. On Thursday, the New York Times reported that the Pentagon had launched an investigation after a trove of classified data on U.S. and NATO activities to prepare Kiev for a counteroffensive were leaked online. The papers, whose source is unclear, assessed areas such as troop strengths, timelines for arms shipments, and ammunition expenditure. They did not state when exactly the operation was scheduled to start. Yeah, I'm with Medvedev in this. I guess. You know what I want to say about Russia is I was listening the podcast, the Richard Medhurst podcast, and he's right. You know, Medhurst. He said that the assassination of the journalist, of the blogger, was terrorism. I thought that it was not fair, but it was logic because of the invasion of Ukraine, you know, and Ukraine have the logic movement to kill. It's not right, you know. Anything is right in war. Anything is right. Because all war is all about stealing stuff, you know. West want to steal Russian oil, and that's not right. And maybe Russian is right to defend itself. Maybe the conquer of East and imperial time of Russia was not right with aboriginals in East Russia, but who knows? Who knows how the native Russian are nowadays in Asia, you know, in Siberia. Maybe they are getting pretty cold, isn't it? Because Siberia, I will tell you, Siberia is pretty cold. But above all, there's nothing right or wrong in history. History is all a matter of strength and power, you know. So the Ukraine killed the journalist. Well, Russia was not so. Russia fails, you know. Russia fails. Of course, Russia invade Ukraine, so Russia have to have the awareness, the capacity to provide security inside. That was a pretty tricky issue. It's a pretty difficult thing to do, but they just fail in that case, in the Jordan, and that was terrorism, of course. But this is so. Yeah, West should blame Ukraine, because if that was made by the US, for example, this could be war, you know. This could be, and Russia have nuclear weapons, so Russia better not to. It's dangerous. Understand? You kill anyone in Russia. So, who did that? The U.S. Well, Russia is responding. You know, Russia will respond if to U.S. Russia could send nukes to the U.S. That's what, and that will be total war. And we don't want refugees in any part of the world. You know, we don't want refugees here in Mars. We have an African article, but we have no time here because it's almost 4 minutes. Yeah, I guess I will comment this. We have 2 minutes. Well, Africa, Russia talks a lot about Africa because I don't know. Maybe Africa is Africa is a victim of history of the 20 of, I don't know, there will be five centuries of history, which was bad for Africa. Sadly, sadly, so sad for Africa. This news is for April 7. Almost 2 million unexploded bombs cleared after US war in Laos. Oh no, this is in Asia. This is the Black Asia. No, this is, I don't know where is this. The Southeast Asia country, yeah. The Southeast Asian country. But we have a photograph of an Asian girl with a thin face. She's black almost. Was targeted on extensive bombing between 1964 and 1973. More than 1.8 million unexploded bombs were cleared in Laos between 1996 and February 2023 in Southeast Asian countries. Ministry of Labor and Social Welfare revealed this week. This will be Russian help, isn't it? Well, this was all the news. And we are expecting here the last seconds, and this is March, and if you see any Chilean flag anywhere, it's because of here in March we are kind of crazy. We are all archaeologists. We like pretty old stuff from 3 centuries ago, and that's it. But we are done pretty well here in March and in the 23rd century, thanks to Karl Marx, to communism. That's the only way to make progress, actually.